Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. So my apologies, but I haven't done a lot of videos, and the last one I've done wasn't too ideal because I didn't have a lot of time, so it was predominantly book hints. So the topic of this talk is, and I will keep it short again, how do you support your practice? What is the key to a proper yoga practice, Buddhist practice, Franz Baden practice, or any other practice? So I've just come back from a 10-day retreat, and I practice meditation every day for at least 1 or 2 hours after the retreat. And what I have experienced this time, more so than ever, that your meditation cannot progress beyond a certain point if your daily life has not adapted towards a wholesome, we might call it Buddhist or yogic lifestyle. So if you're a Franz Baden practitioner, what does Franz Baden write on the first 1 or 2 pages? And they didn't have a lot of time, a lot of space either. Like a book is like 300 pages or something, you know, you couldn't elaborate more on it, and they didn't have a lot of time to write the book. Basically speaking, from level 2, it's all about the 4 elemental equilibrium in your daily life. What do you talk? Are you gossiping? Are you complaining? Are you doomsday scrolling on the internet? You know, do you have a stressful job? It is basically speaking, in Buddhist practice, in a 10-day retreat, 12 or 14-day retreat, when you meditate 7+ hours a day, that everything comes up what you put into your mind and into your emotions. Every tension in your body is magnified in your meditation. So if you have been gossiping and complaining 6 hours ago, or yesterday, it comes up this morning in the meditation, right? So if you practice the Anapanasati Sutra, and I'm talking about the real one, not the Visuddhimagga one, you know, like this is a topic for another video, you will realize that your level of collectedness predominantly depends on the lifestyle you've chosen. It's your choice to complain. It's your choice to work in a stressful environment. It is your choice whom you marry, which children you have, how they grow up, which house you have. It's all related to money, of course, but to some degree we all have choices where we live, where we rent, where we buy. In particular, in one video, The Ultimate Key to Franz Baden, I tried to point out that basically speaking, your spiritual development will determine to which degree you're successful at Franz Baden. And the same is valid for Buddhism. Maybe some people haven't understood it because I haven't explained myself properly because English is my second language. And it is really difficult to explain something which I could explain very well in German, but not in English so well. So apologies for that. I would suggest for everyone to, first of all, get a daily practice, you know, morning, half an hour, evening, half an hour as a minimum. I'd rather aim for 1 hour morning and 1 hour evening. If people say that's too much, well, how bad do you want it? Do you really want to practice Buddhism? Do you really want to practice yoga? Do you really want to practice Taoism or Franz Baden? Or not? Half-hearted practice, rather go to the pub, you know, watch Netflix. Because you will not progress. Like after level 2 in Franz Baden, you have to really focus on the 4 elemental equilibrium. I've just written the book, The Abundance Code, which is a less technical approach to the same, with a lot of somatic exercise and a lot of tips and hints. In Buddhist practice, you have the 7 factors of awakening. You have clear instructions of the Eightfold Path. What is right view? What is right speech? What is right effort? Okay, in yoga, you have Ashtanga yoga, the Eightfold Paths, and the same in Taoism, and even in Tibetan practice. Okay, in yoga, you do pranayama, controlled breathing. In Buddhism, you observe the breathing, you examine it, and then you practice observing it. Okay, in the Anapanasati Sutra, for example. So, basically speaking, understand the following: you will not progress beyond the point of your spiritual development and your effort within your daily life, how to live a wholesome life. So this is why I follow Bhante Vimalaramsi, Bhante Ananda, I read Delson Armstrong and David Johnson, because they have understood that in Buddhism there is this kind of practice to study, particularly as a monk, but also as an advanced lay practitioner, the Vishuddhimagga and the Vimuttimagga and the Abhidharma. All of these are commentaries. Now, when you read the sutras as such, what you will realize is that all this stuff of focusing on the upper lip, absorption meditation, concentration is not there. It is being collected. It's being balanced. It's being in a four elemental equilibrium. If you think about the Kasinas, the Kasina practice is about the four elements, even in Theravada Buddhism, even in Tibetan Buddhism, even in Taoism. It's about bringing the elements into balance, just in a less technical approach, as for example in Franz Baden or Taoism or yoga. But yoga is busy with getting your daily life in order, to hatha yoga, pranayama, dharana. Before that, you're actually busy with yamas and niyamas, how you treat others, how do you treat yourself. So what do you eat? What is your diet? How do you treat your partner? Whom do you choose as a partner? How do you educate your children? What do you choose as a profession, as a job? That will all reflect in your practice, whether it's Buddhist practice, Franz Baden, yoga, or any practice. And that, my friend, is the key to your success. It is clearly stated in the Yoga Sutras, the earliest written, like when people wrote down the talks of, which Buddha had about 100 years before that, that you cannot get into Nibbana if you don't live this wholesome life. And this is why some people go on 10-day retreats and other people even go further and become a monk, because you need a supportive environment. You cannot progress beyond a certain point. If you go through the 8 jhanas, and mind you, all the people who do Franz Baden, let me say the following: the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and equally the jhana practice in Buddhism will get you the same abilities. If you practice the 8 jhanas, you will, at some point, in a less technical way than in Franz Baden, realize, oh, that was my past life. Oh, now I understand. You will have no problems doing mental wandering and astral projection. You will accidentally experience it in the 5th or 6th jhana, when it's about infinite space and infinite consciousness. Right? So you can choose. You can choose a Buddhist practice, do Franz Baden, Taoism, a little bit of both. It's up to you. Beauty of Franz Baden is that you don't need a guru and you don't need an ashram. But you do need to adjust your daily life towards your practice. If you fail to do so, you will be stuck on level 2 or 3 in Franz Baden, or you will be stuck on you might get into the 1st jhana in Buddhism, the 2nd one. But if you don't at least temporarily adjust your life in a 10-day retreat with a Buddhist monk and meditate for 7 hours and eat wholesome food and do not talk. Talk and thinking is what spoils your meditation. Talking is, basically speaking, in yogic, in Sanskrit, vritti, ripples in your mind. And yoga, chitta, nirodha, yoga, chitti, I have to cut that out probably. So yoga, chitti, vritti, nirodha, that's it. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Now I got it. See, even yogacaras forget things. Yoga is about maintaining and controlling the ripples in your mind. Okay? In Buddhism, you let go of these ripples, and gradually they drop to very few distractions. They're called hindrances in Buddhism. You know, these hindrances are built up depending on what kind of life you live. When you're not on the meditation cushion, you know, when you're not practicing Franz Baden, this is where you build up your Franz Baden practice, the 4 elemental equilibrium. Be mindful. Mindfulness is the core of adapting your daily life to your practice on the cushion. So we'll keep this video relatively short again, as usual, because people don't have the attention span. I don't have the time to write a script. So I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day. I've created quite a few videos which may help in particular Buddhist practitioners to adjust their practice. I've written a book about the 7 factors of awakening or enlightenment, and I've written the book Quiet Mind, Still Mind, in particular for those who are on the way to learn meditation. So it bridges the gap from awareness meditation all the way to Brahma Vihara meditation. If you want to get any further, buy the books of David Johnson, The Path to Nibbana, Delson Armstrong, Mind Without Craving. Watch the YouTube talks of Bhante Ananda of Heart Dharma or Delson Armstrong. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a wonderful day and see and hear from you soon. That's it.